Hey guys, I have returned from the fiery pits of Denver, Colorado after a while, to say the least. This is mainly because I don't really like making videos if it's something somebody else has already done. And I didn't think of anything that I could do. But now, with the release of Deltarune, there are now plenty of avenues to explore. But instead of theory crafting, I'll be looking at something substantially more nerdy. How is the Gerson battle even programmed? To anybody who has gotten to this battle would know, Gerson's battle is quite the outlier compared to other battles in the game. Most of the mechanics that are used in normal fights are modified substantially. The most clear examples being fighting and using Rude Buster. It also uses the green soul from Undertale, which only one other encounter uses. These substantially modified mechanics unfortunately make this boss substantially more difficult to mod. The most clear example of this is when you try to bring other party members to the fight. And, by the way, the party is set in the create code of obj_battle controller. At a first glance, things might seem like they're at least sort of working. Chris's attack seems to function properly, albeit with Susie being somewhere far off screen. However, once other party members attack, problems start appearing. Gerson is only able to dodge Chris, and gets hit by Ralse and notably, Susie. This is because Gerson is only programmed to dodge the first party member, as seen in the other 11 script of obj_attack press. By duplicating this script and making it apply to all party members, Gerson will dodge Susie and Ralse. However, the dodge still doesn't work 100% correctly. Anybody after the first person to attack has Gerson do a different dodge that doesn't progress the fight. This is due to how Gerson handles attacks. Once he enters state 13, he begins to increment the variable called dodge timer. Which he enters after being attacked. Once the code goes through all of the dodge timer thresholds, it does not go back down to 0, meaning that the processes that increase your progress are not repeated. Making attacking also set the dodge timer to 0 fixes this. There are still other oddities with the fight however, like when you enter the act menu with Chris, which is mostly empty, or when you try casting heal prayer as Ralse, which causes the game to freeze for a lengthy period of time. The problem with Chris's check is found in the monster setup code. The act name for check is given to Susie, but the description is given to Chris. It then prevents Susie from using the act, which explains why going in the act menu only displays the description for check. The healing bugging out is due to a specific script in the spell code. Unless the spell is Rude Buster, Susie's healing, Red Buster for some reason, or sparing, it will increment this item variable and delay the battle. I believe this is for using items in the battle, as items are handled as spells, and each item is handled as its own spell. The delay is presumably so the battle doesn't start in the middle of the cutscene, but I am not sure. Speaking of which, most of the item code is handled in obj_Gerson_item_steal_anim, though some parts are in other scripts. For example, the "but it was stolen" text, which is found in scr_spell text. The healing script is handled here in the spell script, which causes the progress to go up by 9, as well as setting a laugh timer that dictates how long Gerson laughs, as well as how many stars appear. The Rude Buster code is spread across a few places, but starts in obj_rudebuster_bolt step 0 code. In this code, there is a check for if you're fighting Gerson, which among other things sets Gerson's state to 10. Gerson's states are handled in obj hammer of justice enemies draw 0 code, which leads to various things including the creation of an instance of obj Gerson Rude Buster. Long story short, this Gerson Rude Buster and the Rude Buster Bolt object seem to be what handle the back and forth, though I'm not too certain with the specifics. I've mentioned progressing the fight, but I have done very little to elaborate on what it means. Essentially, all of the actions I have mentioned, fighting, using Rude Buster, and healing, add a certain amount of progression to the fight, as denoted by the stars. Once this progress number hits 84, it sets the turn number to 20. After turn 20, the fight automatically ends. Additionally, for the 4 turns building up to 20, the game gives you plenty of progress. Turn 16 gives 30 progress, turn 17 gives 24, turn 18 gives 24, and turn 19 gives 20. This information is found in the Step 0 and other 10 scripts for OBJ Hammer of Justice enemy. There are also a lot of unused attacks that you have seen in the background, which are documented on the cutting room floor page for this game. Well, with all that said, thanks for coming to my incredibly nerdy TED Talk about incredibly niche coding in Deltarune. I don't know why you would bother watching this video to the end, but I am very glad that you did. If you want to see more incredibly niche nerdy videos like this, be sure to let me know, because I honestly don't know what other videos to make. Well, you know what comes next. Check if you're subscribed so you can unsubscribe, smash that dislike button, cliché contrarian stuff etc., and have a fantastic rest of your day.